Hey everybody. Oh gosh. Sorry, I had to like meditate before this live. Kind of do some little bit of breathing. Little bit of preparations. Not preparational H, just preparations. Okay. I'm kind of nervous about this one. I don't know why. I think because I'm getting more and more nervous because I think that we're getting closer and closer to the truth coming out and there being arrest. I hope that's why I'm feeling that way. I think that's why I'm feeling that way. It makes me anxious. And the closer we get to answers, honestly, the more dangerous it gets. You made a live. Oh, awesome, Jam. What, of your artwork? On that channel that you're on right now? On your Jam 420? No, you don't have any videos on your channel. Aw. Thank you, Live Thankful. She sent a Venmo. Let me see if there's any message with it. If my internet
made it to your live.
Huh?
She's talking about making it to your live. That's what I thought.
Jam, are you talking about? Oh, she made it to my live. She was thinking about doing videos of her artwork and stuff. So that's Aw, thank you so much. So Live Thankful sent us money for dinner for later on this week. Let's see. Let me send her the link. Because I think she's having trouble. Give some people time to come in here anyways. So there we go. Let me send it to her. Hey, Diana. Let me make sure. Live Thankful, let me know when you're in here. Just want to make sure you made it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There you are. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much, Live Thankful. Oh, okay. So I told you guys I was going to reach out to TBI and I was kind of looking up. I don't know how. I've always emailed them. Well, no, the bone situation, but I don't know which number I called for that. I can't remember. It's on my old videos and stuff, but it's not important enough for me to go access it and go look and figure it out. But I couldn't remember whether the tip line, if you talk to a human or if you just like leave a recording. And I just thought I would do much better just leaving a recording or, just being able to talk freely. I get nervous back and forth, with a person. It's just better for me to explain it. And so I just ended up emailing them. I started, we'll see. If I don't get a response or anything, I'm going to call them. I'm going to make sure they listen. We have a lot of strange occurrences. There's even things like, you guys know, I share everything with you, but there's things happening that I just cannot keep going on. I can't talk about on here because it's just getting dangerous and crazy, guys. Like, people are starting to get blackmailed and harassed, and it doesn't make sense. Like, but anyways, I guess I could go ahead and pull up this email. And I'll pull up, this is the email back, so you guys know this is what they send back to let you know. Oops, that's not the right one. That's my thumbnail I used. Right here. It's what they share, or see, you can see at the automatic reply at the top, automatic reply, Summer Wells tip, very important. My husband is a witness, and it says, and it shows tips to TBI at tbi.tn.gov. It was this evening. It says, thank you for your submittal to tips to tbi.com. So you'll get one of these back, so you know that it did actually send, So that's a good way for you to know if you ever email them. If you're scared to call or anything, this is a good way to send in your information. And if you're worried about, you want to be anonymous and you're scared, I don't know, just make a fake email or something and email them here at this email. And right here at tips to TBI, okay, tips to TBI, written out, TIPSTOTBI, the @ symbol, tbi.tn.gov. And you won't have to talk to, you could just send it in to make them aware of something and go about your business. If that's, if you're afraid to contact TBI. Anyways, I want to show you that so you guys could see what you get in response. Okay. I don't think there's any way to make this bigger, so you're going to have to make do with what I'm showing here, unless I can, let me see here. I could go like that. We can do that, I guess. I'll make it bigger here in a second. All right. So I said, I contacted TBI and I said, Summer Wells tip, very important. My husband is a witness. And you can see it shows from YouTube, Ziggy tips to TBI at tbi.tn.gov. I said, to whom it may concern. My name is Adrian Amos, and I am married to Fred Hill. I met him when I started my YouTube channel covering Summer Wells back in January of 2022. I go by Ziggy on YouTube. I know you are adamant on not wanting YouTube drama sent to Tipline and are leery when it comes to YouTube. This is different because Fred Hill is a witness and local who I met and we have been trying to get Hawkins County Sheriff's Department to listen for years now, and I'm contacting you all to make sure you know what exactly has been uncovered. Said Fred Hill, my husband, recorded for Hawkins County on June 15th, 16th, and 17th of 2021 on Ben Hill Road. At the time, he was in a very different lifestyle that he has completely put in the past, and he was in the drug scene. That is why law enforcement used him. One thing that was uncovered is that the neighbor, Andy Bernard, who is my husband, Fred Hill's cousin, was on the road, and Fred saw him late afternoon around 3:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Andy Bernard is all over YouTube denying he was on the road. You guys have video footage of Andy Bernard on the road, and he's denying he was there. He even told Hawkins County on the day that Summer went missing that he couldn't remember what he was driving that day just hours earlier. I have uncovered over my years of research on this case that Andy Bernard and Don Wells would make many drug runs to Knoxville, Tennessee together. I feel at this point they both got into a drug debt that they had to do something about. My husband, Fred Hill, has vital information to this case, and we are wondering why Andy Bernard is not being interrogated to the fullest extent of the law. Andy Bernard knows what happened to Summer Wells. Please take this seriously. We are getting threats and are being blackmailed to remain quiet, along with a few others. We are getting threatened and attacked all over the internet, and I have been getting strange, threatening emails along with people taking pictures of us, stalking us, and following us around. Okay, hold on. I said, please contact us. Well, and there I just doxed my number, but please contact us if you have any questions. We want to help, and I believe Fred has the important puzzle pieces necessary to figure this out. We want to make sure that Hawkins County Sheriff's Department has made you aware of exactly what happened when Fred recorded for them. Fred was out and about on June 15th, 2021, and he witnessed many things that are vital. We just don't understand why no one is doing anything. Please contact us with any questions. Thank you for your time, Adrian and Fred. So that is the email. And that is it. And we will see what comes of it. You know, I don't know. Dave, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But we don't understand what's so plain and obvious to many of us here. We don't understand why law enforcement isn't seeing the same thing or doing anything about it. So we're just gonna, we just had to make sure that there's no miscommunication between Hawkins and TBI. And I don't see, and I don't expect to get any shit off this or from this either. Like, I would think people would have no problem about this. Like, if somebody put out emailed TBI and said, you need to look into Fred, he is sus as hell, like, we would just laugh. Seriously. So me doing this should not be any problem. Yes, Lori, yes, I do know some of them, yeah. I mean, some of them have been anonymous, but I pretty much feel I know who is doing it. I've talked to my local police before, Rachel, not anytime recently, but, I definitely need to. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Everybody is so scared, guys. You have no idea, guys. I'm telling you. It's scary for me. Like, you know, I'm scared, but somebody has to be brave. Like, seriously. We can't keep just like running away and cowering or, you know, keep hiding the truth because it's like people are almost, they're afraid. They know that this is the truth, but they're afraid to see it for some fucking reason. I don't know why. I guess nobody wants to believe this type of stuff goes on. And I think a lot of people on here are purposely just not just purposely causing problems because they don't like me. You guys, there's a little girl in the middle of this. And she's missing, and she could be out there getting abused in the worst of ways. And if she's no longer around, there is other children out there still being abused. Well, you guys know that they take pictures and stuff. You guys know as soon as I end up in Tennessee, it's like, I don't know. They usually always know. You guys know. You guys have seen pictures be put out of us and stuff while we're just like, no, that's funny. Yeah, and that's one of their probably decoys, Rhonda. I hope so, RJ. I really hope so. I really do. I mean, I know people have made videos on it, but I really hope that there's others really, really like pressuring TBI. We've got to do something, guys. Seriously, I can't take this anymore. I'm not going to freaking keep doing this for another 3.5 years. I can't. Oh, and she must be a wonderful little lady, Bella. Something with this, and at times I believe that Ellie knows this. Um, the only thing I can possibly think of, and same thing with Fred, I think he believes somewhat similar, is that maybe they're trying to nail a bunch of them. Maybe there's a bunch of them they're taking down at once. They have these like stings they do. When they do those, do they take everybody down on the same day? Is that how that works? Like, when they have like those 20 people go down, is it usually all on the same day? Maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe we'll have an arrest of like 20 people, connected to this. Oh, yeah, I know, RJ. I know you've done, I know people have done, I'm not saying others haven't. We just have to, this is like, this is time. It's time. We've got to, and I can't sit here over here and stay quiet when I know there's people out there that are staying quiet because they're scared. I know for a fact there are people out there that are not speaking. I know this 100%. And it has to do with Andy Bernard. Because he is freaking contacting everybody and blackmailing fucking everybody behind the scenes. And I'm tired of it. All he has to do is go tell why he was on the fucking road. A large lifted white truck. I don't know. That's all. I'm pretty much like that. There's really not much more. Like, well, no, there is more that we could do. We just. No, that's how we stay. That's how we stay safe. Is go live. That's how we keep our faces out there and people keeping the attention. Didn't we, Kalina, do you guys think that's really fucking, that's what you guys, all the other ones are doing?
I mean, what people don't
I mean, is that what you guys expect us to do? Is just like stop going live and talking about Summer Wells and what happened? Or is that really what you think I should fucking do? Like everybody else? Come on. Somebody's got to fucking do it. Yeah, yes, and Valerie and other people too. Because that is what everybody else is doing, seriously, and I know for a fact there's people who are just scared and they don't want to have to, they're just scared at this point. I think maybe Andy's scared, maybe he got himself into some bullshit and he's scared, and that's completely possible. Oh, well, we're always here, Heather. This house is very well protected. We're very well protected here. And yeah, so nothing to worry about with that. There's no way. How could you be new when I have it on 3 hours subscribers only? Yeah, well, she's not allowed to do that, Jam, and she eventually that's just going to catch up to her. You can't just play somebody's lives. You can't make that your content, just which is going to be so hilarious. Like, guys, you guys have no idea. Like, all we've been trying to do is do the right thing, and we've been like beat down and beat down and beat down for doing the right thing. It's crazy. and many of you guys know it and know that out of everybody, we've had it the worst just because we're telling the truth. And that is so fucked up. Did Cotton Simpson have a relationship with Candace? That's Fred or you know. I mean, he Fred overheard him like joke. I don't know if it was a joke or he doesn't know whether to take it as a joke or if it was serious.
I don't know. I just know what he said.
He doesn't know Cotton well enough to know like him like. I mean, he didn't talk to him that many times in his life. Like, I mean, Cotton is kind of a, from what, I don't know. It's hard to say whether he was telling the truth or not.
He spoke about it, but
He spoke about it.
Me knowing, I don't know. I just know what he said.
Yeah, he's talked about it, Dragon Balls, but whether or not it was truth, you know. Well, we don't want to bring attention to it, though. You know what I mean? Also, we can't like completely shelter our worlds and like be scared of every little thing. Like, we can't not go outside because we're afraid we're going to get hit by a car. You know what I mean? Or we're afraid of something happening. It just, we can't live life like that. But trust and believe, we're super, super careful. It's definitely on our minds and Caitlin's too.
I'm always going to mess around.
Yeah. But we are being even more and more as time goes on, more and more careful. So yeah, but yeah, we appreciate it though. We'll be more careful, okay? So just don't worry about that. Right? It's like being struck by lightning twice. What are you talking about? The fact that Fred was struck by lightning twice? That is crazy though, isn't it? So here in a second, I can, I don't know, maybe in another 30 minutes or something, I'll read it again just to update the ones that's come in. But it's just basically us asking the email to TBI's made, just begging them to listen. And, we know where answers lie. And we just don't understand, like, if we know this, I mean, we know that they're aware of the same information we're aware of as far as like we would think. I would think TBI would saw all the stuff that Hawkins had. God, I hope so. But you would think that's why I'm just,
it makes you wonder if Hawkins County's turned stuff into TBI because Hawkins County is trying to keep TBI out from get go.
Yeah, so Fred knew the way they were talking at the beginning. They didn't want TBI involved. Like they really. I think it's probably because they want. I don't know, want the attention or the praise or what. I don't know. But see, like, then why aren't they? I just don't get it.
So it just makes you wonder if they did turn everything into TBI or just selected stuff that they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, because we've had even the investigators told you that certain things that were going to Pruitt's death weren't making it to the TBI.
Yeah, and
even them themselves said that.
Yeah. Correct.
You would think so, Lori, but what we don't know is like
It's
what you would think that TBI, but the investigators are saying he's not been turning it all in. Is the thing. That's why you guys. It's very, very important that you guys go straight to TBI from like now on. It's really
they did
important.
state that they was pushing some stuff straight on to TPI and wasn't even letting it go in front of Pruitt, period.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't reaching TBI a lot of stuff that was being turned in.
Yeah. I would think that Ronnie Lawson would want to be like a hero or something, and you know, it would be a big thing for his career. I just don't understand what's going on. But brokenhearted, do they know he's denying it is the thing. If they see footage of him on the road, that doesn't mean anything. He's allowed to be on the road. He lives back there. That's the point. It's like, are they aware of the huge discrepancy though? You know what I mean? we'll we'll just see what they if they and if they ask us to keep anything quiet, I will respect that. Um, just for the investigation. But the reason why I'm putting this out there is because, well, I mean, it's 3.5 years and nothing's happened. So maybe let's try something different. It's not like it's the first few months of the investigation. Hey, Chloe. He's probably my worry or my guess is that maybe he's not doesn't have as much drive to like law enforcement over there because they don't want the in Hawkins they don't want the attention because of the Brandon Lawson thing, and if they start uncovering some kind of ring, I don't know, are they afraid what else they might who they might involve, and oh, are they afraid certain ones might go and get in trouble that they, I don't know, I don't understand it. Did you see? Okay, Sage, yeah, I've sent videos, I've sent them phone calls and stuff. Why did Judy
I didn't
Sue
see
say
him
people?
nobody on the 14th because I didn't go was on the 14th.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't go anywhere on the 14th, so he wouldn't have saw anybody. Mimi. Why did Judy Sue say people come dump bodies in Beach Creek? Does Fred know of a spot known for dumping bodies in Beach Creek area, or was she talking out her neck? Who knows what she heard? I mean, there's rumors of certain things. And I say that because of what Fred told me. Like, there's rumors in the drug world of certain, like, things happening and people um dying and getting killed and stuff, like, and yeah, they say that people talk. As far as the area, like he said, like, I don't know, as far as they don't throw, I mean, I know they didn't ever find bodies out there at Light Cemetery. but there's that big ravine that we've really just he's really both of us curious about. A Morrison that worked for Hawkins County Sheriff's Office got arrested back in 2014. Sorry about that, Juniper. It's been a crazy few days. I have a bunch of messages I need to respond to. So there's a train station in Beach Creek? I don't think so, is there?
There ain't no train station, no. Beach Creek.
No.
There ain't no train station around those, I think.
I don't even think the trains run anymore, do they?
Yeah, there's the coal trains run through Church Hill and into Roswell, and then, through Kingsport, right off the river, well, mostly along Leaven-W and stuff, right off, not too far from Leaven-W, between Leaven-W and the Hudson River.
Really? You heard that Dawn was seen in the passenger side of the white truck with a red barrel in the back? Is somebody else driving? Mimi Jean? That would be suspicious I would definitely be interested in something like that. They do it to everyone who speaks to Ellie. It was done to me also. Yeah, yeah. But it's getting like scarier. It's getting worse. It's always been like that. I've always turned in tips and stuff. But it's just gotten worse. But you're right. Yeah, I don't know. I begged them in my email to please just listen. Just give it a shot. If they just give it a shot, Oh, it was a joke. It's a reference to train station and Yellowstone movie. Chloe, why are your Oh, that's why. I guess on Restream, the emojis don't show up, or certain emojis don't show up, and because right now Chloe's messages are coming up blank, and I'm like, what the heck? And I pull it up on my chat up on my phone, and I see it's like emojis, heart and prayer hands, and blue eyes dumplings is showing up blank too. Hey, Rhiannon. That's why I don't want that to happen, Craig.
Dawn won't reach out to Chris McDonald or nothing, or to further cold case to step in, because he don't like Chris McDonald at all.
Yeah, he's not gonna like be begging. I bet he's never emailed or called TBI begging for answers like we just did. I bet Andy's never contacted TBI with any information out of his own free will. I bet he acts like he wants it, wants to be cleared so bad. Well, in that case, then why wouldn't you want this to be solved? Dude, it's not going to go away. Even if me and Fred go away, it's not going to go away. You need to freaking tell what you know. And if Dawn ever heard that, if you ever want any type of forgiveness from God, you need to, what's it say? Announce your, or you need to admit your sins. Not admit, but what's the word? You have to speak it. Let it be known. Hey, Ash Cash. My chat's no. Oh, no wonder it's not. All leads end up as dead leads. Well, or dead ends. Well, I just sent them a lead that will not end up in a dead end if they will actually do it. I'm not saying, or it's not. It doesn't. It's not that difficult to. Oh yeah, repent. And I know it says repent to, you have to repent out loud. You can't just like pray for forgiveness with something like that and then act like, oh, I didn't do it. Go around saying you didn't do it. That's not repenting, Dawn. That's not, that does not get you into heaven, just keeping it a secret.
I never know the Don driving the blue truck. Or Andy either.
Fred said he's never known Dawn or Andy to drive a blue truck. Blackmailed also, but not by Andy. So I put the blackmailer out in the 54-bit. Oh yeah, well you were, but the people that you were blackmailed by, if I'm guessing, was attached to Andy, wasn't it? In a way, attached to Andy. The same group. Did Fred think he saw True on the road that day as well? In a passenger seat, he was shown he was shown when he was shown.
That's who it appeared to be to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that day. I didn't know when they first showed me the pictures. I told them no. I didn't know.
Yeah, at first, several years ago when they were showing it, he said he didn't
But
know who she was.
I never spoke to Ellie about that.
Yeah, but you would think that they would know by everything that's came out, like that's, if that was her, then you'd think they know that, you would think. But Fred, was shown pictures and asked to identify certain people, and that particular, picture that he was shown, it was a mixed girl in the passenger seat of a blue van with the the passenger side's back door open, right? But it was a mixed girl, and at the time he had never seen True or anything, so he told law enforcement he didn't know who that was. But like now looking back, he wonders if that's her. He thinks it was, but don't take that. You can't. That's not that strong of. That's just one thing we have. See, it'd be different with Andy if it was one little thing. If it was like one little discrepancy, because there's always going to be some things that may come up but it's going to be rare. Very rare, and it's going to be minor. But there is proof, though, Gray Fox. They have video that these people, they could just go on. I can show many times that Andy's denied being on the road here on YouTube. Straight up denied, adamantly. If TBI hears that and then has actual footage of him on the road, they're going to be like, huh, well, that's strange. Why is this guy lying? What does he know? Yeah, he is. Oh, we don't care about him saying bad stuff about Fred. We don't care. I love pizza. We don't. We just care about. There's nothing to worry. Yeah, if you don't have it, that's just words, you know. The truth is the truth. Andy can go out here and speak on YouTube and try to change the truth and try to change people's opinions of him and make people think Fred's lying. But eventually, his little game plan is going to all go kaput. And he's going to be completely exposed, and there will be none of you guys that could sit here and lie your way out of the truth and sit here and make, oh, well, Ziggy's a liar, Fred's a liar, you know, anything you can just to believe the truth. And not only that, it's not just Ziggy and Fred that's saying it too. So there's that. But you're exactly right, Sage Sleuth. Has any of you guys been, I don't know if anybody's been threatened by Fred for speaking out about him. I haven't seen any proof of that. Even the ones lying about him, which is all of them, you know, for the most part. Oh, there's more, though, Gray Fox. There's more. That's why there's more. I have more. There is more. There's more. Like, as far as odd things, like discrepancies with Andy, it's so easy. It's so it would be so easy. We have it all, like, we can make it so easy for him. Seriously. We know certain around the time he was on the road, around the time over at Zoomers, we have different times him straight up denying it. The stories about, the Knoxville situation, him doing drug runs with Don Wells down to Knoxville, and people who have witnessed that. It's going to be enough, like, of, we'll just it's worth a shot to get them to listen. Andy was over at Prayer Garden saying you and Fred are afraid of him and why we have him blocked if he is, which he might be, because he has been, and because all he does, I Love Pizza, is come over here and say that we're lying about him being on the road, okay? He can tell that to TBI and freaking cry a river over at PG's and lie to them all he wants. I don't need him coming in the chat just to tell me he wasn't on the road over and over again. What good is that going to do? We've tried. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, this is not a back and forth with him. I'm not going to do a back and forth with him or back and forth with Prayer Garden at all. That's not what this is. This is not a joke. We are not going to make a freaking mockery right now of this live to go back and forth with Andy Bernard and Prayer Garden, okay? They can have their little bitch session over there, and we can have our little thing over here. I don't know though. What is there that he could possibly even say though? I don't know why Andy was on the road then, a gray fox, and why he's on video on the road. Why would he be on the road? Why would you lie about that? I mean, do you have an explanation for that? What do you think that is? There's actual video evidence. You literally saw an email of me sending an email to TBI law enforcement talking about Fred recording for Hawkins County and asking them why, with this discrepancy, why they haven't been questioning Andy Bernard. I don't see the point in going back and forth with him on this. He shouldn't have any problem with that. Gray Fox. Okay, I'm gonna block you because you're not acting rationally. That's not an example. That's not a good reason for him to be on the road. Okay, and saying that he wasn't. That doesn't make sense. Please use your brain. It's a public road. Anybody could be on it. That's not an explanation for him on the road and why he's saying he wasn't. Okay? I cannot get past that. I cannot look past it. If you want me to stop talking about it, tell me why he was on the road. Okay? And then I'll move past it. Show me proof of why he was on the road and why he's denying it. There has to be a reason. That is absolutely not true, Gray Fox. Andrew Hills is nowhere near the sus level as Andy Bernard and had nowhere near the discrepancies that Andy Bernard has. And many people who saw him on the road that afternoon that he's denying. And he's denying also these drug runs with Dawn to Knoxville. So he should be happy that I contacted TBI. So maybe they could clear him, right? He should be happy. He should be like, good, maybe this will clear it up finally. That's all I'm saying. Oh, they know, Marie Newman. They know. They know who's on the road, guys. That's not the issue. That's not the thing. This is the reason why it's important to talk to them because, yes, they know Andy was on the road. They have video footage of him being on the road. They know everybody was on the road, but that doesn't say anything seeing somebody on a road. They need to know the significance. Do they know that Andy was questioned about what he was driving that day and said he couldn't remember, like literally hours later? Are they aware? Did Hawkins County send over the footage that Fred recorded on the 15th, 16th, and 17th to TBI? Are they aware that Andy is out here completely freaking denying being on the road when it's straight up obvious he's on the road? That's what I want to make them aware of. They already know. They already have the footage. I just for my own sake, it's just an email. It won't do any harm. Possibly good, hopefully. But there's no harm in just being like, hey, if you need to get a hold of us, this is our phone number. If you want to know what, if you want to hear more, about, but yeah, exactly. They should have it because it's kind of concerning when Fred goes in to turn in information to Hawkins County several months ago, and they tell him the information hasn't been getting to TBI. Okay, so that kind of worries me. I've been laying in bed awake at night, just worried that TBI isn't quite aware of like this discrepancy.
I mean, it's not a crime for him being on the road. He's legal to be on the road. That's not the issue. Why deny being on the road? That's the issue.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. So, and that's another thing, brokenhearted, as far as this footage, we know that Fred's sister went into we know for a fact, we are pretty certain the evil sister is in possession of it. Fred wonders if she's blackmailing Andy with it. I don't know. But she went in there, freaking took all the freaking computer devices, grabbed a whole pile of them, busted holes out of the fucking ceiling. And I know this because there was somebody with her that was like, what the fuck? That had no idea that she were going to start doing that. Anyways, but there's other footage. It's not just Fred's.
I mean, they had camera footage of him being on Simpson Lane too, Simpson Road off of Benton Hill.
Yeah, now somebody's come forward, and no, I'm not putting it out there who specifically. They can, if they want to. Somebody's come forward now and said that they have seen footage from another, I'm guessing, security system. They've seen footage of Andy on the road, on Simpson Road, off Ben Hill at 3:37 p.m. Eastern Time on a different camera. Yeah, Ash Cash. He went past his house where he was.
See, supposedly he was on a camera that a camera disappeared from too on Fields Road.
Oh, supposedly he was on Fields Road too on cameras, allegedly.
But that was his property where he pulled in. There was a camera on that gate, which supposedly disappeared afterward, though. But
and he never came out. He never came out. Is that what you're saying?
No. I don't know if it was they ever turned it in.
Oh, you don't know if they ever turned it in. Oh, the one on Fields. So Ash Cash. So where Andy lived is at the very beginning of Ben Hill Road. Cameras weren't held past his house, so he would have never been on camera had he not gone past his house. So he had no reason to go past his house, really. I mean, yeah, he lives on the road, and anyways, it's a public road, right? Okay, that's why Fred admits he was on the road. He lives on the road. I mean, he's allowed to be on the road, just like anybody. Most of those people that were on camera. Andy's no different. But Andy's the only one Andy's the only one denying that he was on the road. I think so too, Annie. That's what my freaking common sense tells me. But for some reason, other people don't seem to think. I mean, I don't know. I let it slide forever because I too thought like you guys. Okay, he lived on the road. He's allowed to be on the road. Maybe he's denying for reasons not related to Summer Wells. Maybe he's denying for some because of some other crime. Okay, and I everything keeps pointing back to him, guys. I can't help it. Of course, it always goes back to the parents. Yes, they're number ones, number one and two. But after that, which we know, we pretty much know that for certain, allegedly. But what exactly happened? Right, Ash Cash, I'm glad you're asking these questions because you guys need to understand. You need to be able to paint this mental picture so you understand because you can't really make a valid opinion or theory without knowing exactly and why we feel this way and why we're so adamant and why you guys, I mean, some people are like, oh, big deal. He was on our own. He lived there because they don't understand. They don't know the details like me and Fred do and how, how much, seeing how much he's denied it, know how he was asked by law enforcement and he did not, he couldn't remember what road he or what he was driving the same night. Let's see, what did Judy say? Member for 31 months. The Zigsters. Love to you all. Special love and hugs to Ziggy and Fred. Aw. Right, Ash Cash. And that's exactly what I mean. That's why I've got to this point and why I'm so serious. I need you guys, people to listen. That's why I'm like begging people to listen. We've got to freaking do something. Seriously.
Just like Don and Annie, supposed to be at work all day that day. Neither one of them was at work all day that day.
Yeah. Why are they saying they were at work? Why did Fred see Dawn at about 9:30 coming off his driveway with the boys in the Subaru, right? Subaru. Yeah. And we just need people to get it. And now it made so much more sense to me once I realized, okay, there was no cameras like between Beach Creek, as far as we know, from Beach Creek to until past 125, close to Simpson Road. So,
Well, Hopkins County had a camera at the across from Bean Hill Road, but I've never seen no footage from it. But I do know that
supposedly they had one. Yeah. I wonder which way it was pointing. Exactly like what it got.
Yeah, I just wonder what all it got myself. But the blue truck and why they say car is vital too to the case, I feel like. And Dobbs has come forward and talked about seeing the YHHR the 14th and 15th.
Yeah, now Dobbs like confirms that. How come we keep having like people confirm things that Fred said and that doesn't happen with these other people?
That's Dobbs in the area too on the 15th by him saying that. Where people let's on like he wasn't in the area, he was seen on Ben Hill Road supposedly.
Well, it puts him in the area, but it doesn't put him on Ben Hill Road exactly. I mean, he could have been driving by technically, I guess, because that puts him on Beach Creek. But your sister saw him on the 5th, or saw his vehicle, and some guy behind it on the 15th, though, over there parked at the end of 125, right where his property he purchased would be. So he had rights to be there.
That's just like a milk jug video where she just sedated in that picture, getting her ready for a handoff. That's what I question.
How you question if she was sedated and getting ready for a handoff is what he said. Hey, Oreo. You know, I just opened, now I'm going to open myself up to much more harassment now that not that I really care. It's out there anyways. I'll just change my phone number if I have to, I guess. No reason to go edit it now. So, should we read it one more time? Tell me, common sense, if there was any doubt that Fred did anything whatsoever, he would still be in jail. I mean, that's just my honest opinion. Common sense. Yep, G-crime. Well, but see, when we hear that certain information isn't leaving Pruitt's desk and is not being sent over to TBI, it makes us wonder if TBI is even aware of everything. You know what I mean? Aware of, like, did Hawkins, surely Hawkins County sent over Fred's recordings and stuff. Surely, right? I am mentally exhausted. I don't know why people would think I would put myself through this, like, for little to nothing, unless there was something serious and a reason, like the amount of abuse I get on here, which I know, like, I don't have to be on here, so, you know, I would just, like, not be on here if I could, but I don't feel like I can. Didn't Cotton see Summer's body? I don't know. Did he say he saw?
He stated that he did, but that's just what he stated. I don't know.
Let's hope not.
But Cotton's had a lot of brain surgeries and stuff, so that's why LE wasn't taking him serious about nothing.
Fred thinks because of Cotton's brain surgery and stuff, he was kind of known to be kind of like cuckoo a little bit because of brain surgery, and he'd been a lifetime or had been several brain surgeries, and he was an alcoholic and meth cook. So, like, he was way gone, you know, and so law enforcement, they didn't really take what he was, I guess, saying too seriously because so, you know what I mean? You know how some people, like, just say things? I don't know. So, I don't know. It's hard to say. Was Cotton telling the truth about it?
Kind of like Wesley Wells come out talking.
Just like a Wesley Wells came out talking, same type.
I mean, you know how he's come out in this case talking about Summer and stuff.
Yeah.
It's obvious he ain't right in the head or something.
Yeah. You would think they would have turned it over to TBI, but we're dealing with Tennessee. I hate to say that. I love the state of Tennessee, but when it comes to crimes, they suck. If we can get if we could show Dog this, the bounty hunter, and get him on it, oh my gosh. I almost think that Andy Bernard would run if I don't know.
Don talked about wanting
Don Wells, yeah.
At the first of the case, you know.
Yeah.
But why won't he reach out to cold cases if he really wants his daughter found?
Yeah, I know. It's not about who, you know, he doesn't like Chris McDonough. Oh, big whoop-dee. When it comes to your daughter, you do everything. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who you like. Oh, I thought they went to look where he said he saw it. They did try to go look. Yes, they did, Helen.
Well, they did go to the caves where he had spoke about.
Yeah, they did confirm to Fred that they did find the caves.
But
They
when
wouldn't
I
tell him
asked them,
anything
did they
else, though.
find anything, they just avoided that question.
They
They
avoid.
just say that they did find the cave, but I asked did they find Summer, and they just avoid the question. Period. They just say they found the cave. So.
Fred asked if they found Summer, and they wouldn't answer that question. They just said yes, we found them, and that the caves. You don't think so, Diana? G crime. I just sent an email. That's what the point of this live is about. I just emailed TBI today. Let me reread it for the new ones. No, not that. That's right, but that's not the one I want to open. Ah, shit. I closed my mail completely. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to reread it, Lisa. Go to sent items. View, open a new window. Okie dokie. There we go. Okay, here we go, guys. So, and I know I doxed my phone number on here. Please don't text me or whatever. You can always email me, but I won't. Yeah. Anyways, unless it's extremely important. So I contacted TBI and I said, Summer Wells tip, very important. My husband is a witness. I said, my name is Adrian Amos and I am married to Fred Hill. I met him when I started my YouTube channel covering Summer Wells back in January of 2022. I go by Ziggy on YouTube. I know you are adamant on not wanting YouTube drama sent in to tip line and are leery when it comes to YouTube. This is different because Fred Hill is a witness and local who I met, and we have been trying to get Hawkins County Sheriff's Department to listen for years now, and I am now contacting you all to make sure you know what exactly has been uncovered. Fred Hill, my husband, recorded for Hawkins County on June 15th, 16th, and 17th of 2021 on Ben Hill Road. At the time, he was in a very different lifestyle that he has completely put in the past, and he was in the drug scene. That is why law enforcement used him. One thing that was uncovered is that the neighbor, Andy Bernard, who is my husband Fred Hill's cousin, was on the road, and Fred saw him late afternoon around 3:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Andy Bernard is all over YouTube denying he was on the road. You guys have video footage of Andy Bernard on the road, and he's denying he was there. He even told Hawkins County on the day that Summer went missing that he couldn't remember what he was driving that day, just hours earlier. I have uncovered over my years of research on this case that Andy Bernard and Don Wells would make many drug runs to Knoxville, Tennessee together. I feel at this point they both got into a drug debt that they had to do something about. My husband, Fred Hill, has vital information to this case, and we are wondering why Andy Bernard is not being interrogated to the fullest extent of the law. Andy Bernard knows what happened to Summer Wells. Please take this seriously. We are getting threats and are being blackmailed to remain quiet, along with a few others. We are getting threatened and attacked all over the internet, and I have been getting strange, threatening emails, along with people taking pictures of us, stalking us, and following us around. Please contact us if you have any questions. We want to help, and I believe Fred has the important puzzle pieces necessary to figure this out. We want to make sure that Hawkins County Sheriff's Department has made you aware of exactly what happened when Fred recorded for them. Fred was out and about on June 15th, 2021, and he witnessed many things that are vital. We just don't understand why no one is doing anything. Please contact us with any questions. Thank you very much for your time, Adrian and Fred. So that's the email, and we will see. I don't know, but if there's things that they need us to not put out on YouTube and stuff when we talk to them, we'll definitely respect that. If they contact us, if I don't hear from them, I'll give that like a week or something, and if I don't hear from them, I'll try to call. But I did get the email, like I showed earlier. I did get the response from them, the automatic response that you get when you email them. And
even if we have to make a special appointment with them and go to Tennessee.
Yeah, if we have to make a special, Fred was saying, even if we have to make a special appointment with them and go to Tennessee, that's what, we'll do. So, this is how serious we are. It's not a joke. It's not YouTube drama. It's not like a competition, or a competition. It's not anything. It's not. I feel like even the ones that are covering for Andy, I feel like they have information that is vital that they aren't turning into TBI because of a stupid fucking documentary, and they want to be fucking famous and make money, and it's disgusting. So I guess I'll be the bad guy, and we already have the heat on us anyways. Yeah, I know, but Sage, why doesn't Fred do that? Fred doesn't freaking flip out. He gets the same amount of accusations as Andy, if not more. I mean, at least it feels that way. So why, I just don't, I know people react differently to different things, but he's not acting normal. There's way too many freaking weird things that's been said, and not just from Fred. People are legit scared to speak. They're scared of whatever Andy Bernard is involved with. No, I haven't yet, Marie, but that is definitely up there too.
Yeah, we've been busy here the last
Yeah.
few days.
I am exhausted. I just wish we could even there's so much I just want to. A news station? Well, that will be the next, I guess. If we can't get TBI and fucking Hawkins County listen, I guess we'll have to go to news. I don't know. I wait and wait, thinking that maybe they're doing something secretly, and it's taking time to get everybody, but people keep fucking dying, guys. And when I saw that the person that I believe to be that I feel could be Playboy passed away last year, guys, it just this and then John Smith that passes away, and like
Lynn Fields, that was on the road, the 15th, passed away.
when did he pass away?
About, I was in the next year out or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, well, a lot of people have passed away. I mean, Jose and Ali. You guys, we don't have time. There's just not time to waste. We cannot keep just hoping that TBI knows this stuff and is really, I don't know. Surely they do. But also, I mean, I really doubt that we would be emailing TBI and bringing attention to Fred and the recordings and Fred seeing Andy on the road and stuff. Really doubt that we would be talking to TBI about that if it weren't true. Really doubt I would be emailing TBI. That me and Fred would be emailing TBI talking about how Fred had seen Andy on the road and all the recordings he done for TBI and stuff. Really doubt I would be sending that shit. I really think Fred would not be cool with it. Everybody else, if you want to live in a fantasy land that Fred's lying and that the truth isn't right in your fucking face, then keep going. But I'm telling you, when the time comes and the truth comes out, there's going to be several of you that are going to want to bury your face. And it should be sick and disgusted, honestly. JC got interview from Hearing a Scream. Imagine, yeah, I'll get a hold of freaking Ashley isn't that her name? Daniels. Let's give TBI time to do their thing, and hopefully reach out, A little bit. Andy would have passed Ben Hill, the shed, and met up with Candace. Andy tried to avoid saying where he met up with Candace. Oh yeah, Sage has very interesting Sage Sleuth has very interesting and very informative videos that you guys should check out if you guys want to share your channel, Sage. She has really good informative videos. Let's see, what was the other one where they haven't done anything? What was it? Chris M. We'd love to. I mean, but I don't know. I don't want to bother him. I feel like Chris McDonough is too busy. I don't know. I don't know if he'll take it as he hasn't looked too much into Fred Hill or to Fred and stuff, and I just don't know how much about this situation I don't know. We would love to if he would be interested, but I don't want to bother him, Anything to help, of course, or to get answers. Did Fred get a copy of his statement to LE?
What, the first statement?
Yeah.
No, they ain't give nobody copies of the first statement.
They didn't give anybody copies. Do you write it out, or how do they do it? Do you have to write something
They
down?
wrote it out.
They wrote it out?
Yeah.
Oh.
You had to go to the Mount Carmel Church at the command center to do it.
You had to go to Mount Carmel Church?
Mm-hmm. That's where I done mine at.
I can imagine even if you do write it, that Fred probably had somebody write it for him because his writing is bad.
I mean, they was going to write it out at the church.
They wrote it out?
Mm-hmm.
Were they typing it, or?
It was handwritten.
Huh. I hate that. That would hurt my arm.
I mean, that's where I done mine. I don't know where everybody else done theirs at, but I wrote down another with them to do mine.
Yeah.
Same time they took my phone and did it and stuff that day.
Please contact Chris. You and Fred can both trust him. He'll listen. Well, I would love to. I mean, if anybody who is close with Chris and, you know, and he's interested, I just don't want to. I feel like Chris, I would think by now Chris would have heard about all this stuff, drama about Andy being on the road, and he hasn't seemed interested in it. So I don't know. He hasn't talked about it or anything, so I don't really want to like bug him. Who attacked you in jail, and why do you think that happened? Yeah, that wasn't Summer Wells related. That was some guy crazy. When you got attacked in jail?
I knew the guy.
Huh?
He was just new. They had brought him in. But he was trying to tell the discrepancy to hand the package out of drugs.
He just came in?
Yeah.
Fred thinks that he, like...
That's what the tale was later, what I found.
What he found out is that guy was trying to hand off something that he had brought in the jail that day. And in order to do that, he had to, I guess, felt like, oh, he's going to make a scene so that he could, he could pass it off. I guess that's what happened. Fred didn't know the guy. The guy had just came in like hours earlier, right? And he was like hallucinating and shit, wasn't he? Or acting crazy?
He was acting crazy and stuff.
You guys, it's so sad. Like, he tried to act like he was helping Fred because it was so hot and gave Fred a towel to wrap around his neck. Because the air was out and stuff and wasn't working. And he gave him a towel to wrap, like a wet towel to wrap it around his neck.
Half a sheet, what
it was. It was half a sheet that he wetted it and gave it to Fred. And he used that to try to kill Fred, to choke him to death, to choke him out. That's just so horrible. People are so horrible, guys. Like, that was done in order so he could just, like, pass something off, allegedly. Was Fred's understanding after the fact. He didn't know the guy, like, and they didn't have any type of words or anything. Yeah. And Fred was laying on his stomach, so the guy got on Fred's back and Fred was on bottom bunk and got sat on Fred's back, and the guy, like, took that towel, a wet towel or whatever, and wrapped it around Fred's neck, and then he used the top bunk for leverage to get more pressure.
But then they try to say I try to hang myself. That's what Hawkins County tried to say.
Oh, Hawkins County, you try to hang yourself
from the bottom bunk.
Instead of what actually happened, the guy attacked him. And Fred had to, they had to bring Fred back and everything. What happened to that guy, though? Did they do anything to him? Oh, man. Did law enforcement ask about days prior to when they were looking into the Summer Wells case, or were they just asking about the day of? Like, what was...
Prior days before, too, what we're seeing. But I didn't see nothing on 14 because I wasn't out. I was asleep all day 14.
Yeah. So Fred would have missed all... That's too bad, it sucks, but, I mean, it's probably that you...
That's just like dogs. I didn't even know nothing. They were hitting about him even being nowhere. I hadn't seen him.
How did Fred get loose? He didn't. He woke up to being brought back to life.
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about with all the shit that Fred's been into? Happened to him is crazy. I haven't even broke a bone, and then now I hear all this shit, like, and see evidence of it and know it's true. It's like, oh my God, how can this all happen to one person? And still be alive.
Where they worked on me and stuff in there.
Yeah, there's a scar.
And stuff on my chest.
Oh yeah, I know. You showed it on the video. Everybody saw it.
But I woke up in a different part of the jail when I come to.
Was he sent in, like, to the hospital?
No, they ain't sending nobody to hospital no matter what.
They don't want attention out of the county about any type of issues like that, You would think that would have made, like, some kind of news, or, like, as far as, like, at least, like, scanner food or something, or I don't know, something. Like a slight, like...
Yeah, you could be dying in there. I've seen people get their jaws, everything broken. They never would take them to... You can't even move their mouth. Their whole jaw's broke.
I know. It is real. I know from the, the time even that I've done in my past, what jails. That's horrible saying. Even though it's been a very long time, guys. That's the whole, yeah, they don't. They do not send. They will not. That's how it is. Like, pretty much across the board.
Or whatever, you can break anything, your arm, your leg, your jaws, whatever. You don't go to the hospital. They don't even treat you. You
guys should see. You saw Fred's hand, right? What happened to his hand? And how, like, it's like his bone, like, oh my gosh, came out of his hand, and he couldn't even go to. Yeah. Well, you didn't say anything about that though. That fight.
The guards tried to make the nurse come in and help me, but she come back there and they wasn't nothing. She wasn't doing nothing.
So the nurse saw it and did nothing?
Yeah.
Saw your bone coming out of your hand and did nothing.
They just pulled it back in my hand, that's all.
Oh my gosh, that is, like, insane to me. And that was a different incident. And that was about, I can't freaking remember. Well, what was that a situation about? Can't freaking remember.
Sally being disrespectful, real disrespectful, nastiness.
Oh, when
wiping his eyes on what's right on the floor.
Ew! Wiping his ass on a wash rag and throwing it on the floor.
And over a couple of days of it.
So this was a different one, guys. This is a different experience he had while in jail this time. In a different pod, Fred got in a fight. And he broke his hand on Fred broke his hand on this guy's face. I swear to God. And his bone on his ring finger on his right hand, the ring finger on his right hand, it's like the bone of the knuckle, it went through the top of his hand, and his fingers kind of like pushed backwards, like it's kind of.
It growed back. The joint growed back wrong, and I can't get close.
Yeah, it growed back wrong because they didn't send him to the hospital or anything. His hand's like permanently like damaged. But the guy, he would purposely try to, like, what was he doing? He was like, to be loud. Like, what kind of stuff was he doing to be loud?
All kinds of different stuff, but that wasn't really what it was over. Mostly it was over him being nasty and stuff. Biohazard, really.
Biohazard.
That's your home in there. You got to keep it clean.
Yeah, you're only in this small, tight spot, You don't have much room to, and you've got to share it, So Candace was said to have been seen on Light Hollow Road by Jason. Who's Jason? Jason.
Lighthearted Road by Jason.
Who's Jason?
I don't know no Jason on Lighthearted Road.
Jody is on tape saying Andy first saw Candace at Mount Carmel Church and she told him Summer was missing. Who's
Why
Jason on
Mount
Light?
Carmel Church? First of all,
What'd you say?
why would Andy be down at Mount Carmel Church? First of all,
why would Andy be down at Mount Carmel Church? He said.
I mean, but he was seen on Fields Road, so on 15, supposedly on camera at the Hensley's gate.
No, actually, Annie, it wasn't nothing to Fred's never been like the suspect thing. That's only a YouTube freaking thing that people have like come up with. Like he doesn't. Fred's never been harassed about Summer. Everybody knows people. Fred's a local, and like the locals, the people from there know Fred is not.
That's just like Jody. That's on like older locals, this and that towards me and stuff.
That's not true at
It's
all.
not like it.
No, everybody. No, it's not like that at all. Nobody harasses Fred or gives him any problems whatsoever.
I mean, I go down there and not have a bit of trouble. I don't know if they only ones that I see acting strange is usually Jody, Sue, or Angie acting stupid, or Dawn.
Yeah.
Them three.
Yeah. Them coming around, creeping around all the time, freaking being weird. Did they give you any type of health care at all?
No.
No.
They don't give you no health care.
You guys just see his hand. It's horrible. It's really bad.
Only thing you could do,
but
put in a request to see the nurse, and they'll come and take you out in the hall and do your vitals. That's the only thing they'll do.
The only send you is if you're like blood pressure or if you're like vitals come back crazy or something.
Well, they just take and give you aspirin if your blood pressure's off or whatever. But you don't never go into a nurse's office or into medical or nothing like that. They got a medical pod, but the nurse comes into pod to take care of people. G-pod. But it's mostly for people that's like in wheelchairs and on crutches and stuff like that that's come into the jail. But if you get hurt in the jail, you're fucked. If you got an issue before you come in, they'll put you in that certain pod. You see.
Like a medical type pod?
Yeah, they got a medical pod. It's mostly older people that's in wheelchairs and crutches or walkers or they can't get around.
Ones that need special type of assistance in a way. That'd be horrible. Yeah, you guys, it's definitely not a place you want.
If you break bones or anything in there, they won't even give you a Tylenol or nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, when COVID hit in there, they took and locked us down and brought us a COVID kit around, to take in. It's like 5 pills in the morning, 5 in the evening, and then it tapered down to nothing in 5 days.
They had everybody take that?
Huh?
They had everybody take that?
No, just the ones that ended up with COVID.
Okay, so people got COVID, yeah. Well, of course they had to do that because they would have an outbreak. You know what I mean? They had to try to keep that under control.
But I mean, they cleaned when COVID hit. They cleaned that one pod out, and it was a quarantine pod.
Oh my God!
That's all the ones they put in there. You had to stay in there.
Yeah. Can you imagine how gross and sickly it was in there?
Hmm?
Can you imagine how gross and sickly it was in there? All those germs floating around in there and
I mean, when I first went in, the air conditioner was out and it was so hot. I mean, you just sit there and the sweat pouring off of you. They leave the pie hose open with a fan on.
And that's bad for spreading.
And see, that was just getting ready to be the hot part of the summer, when I first went in. It was like it for over a month.
Yeah.
From June to 13th is when I went in. June the 13th to about end of July is when they finally got the heat or the air started back.
What were the pills? So interesting. Well, he said you took one. What? How did
I
you
don't
say?
know. They bring you. They wouldn't let you see the pills. They wouldn't tell you what they was. They just
They wouldn't even tell you what you were taking.
no. They would never tell you what you're taking. They just send you a cup with 5 pills in it, and you take it and you got to hand them cup back. You don't even touch the pills. First day it was 5 in the morning and 5 at night, and then next day it's 4 in the morning and 4 at night, and then next day 3 and 3, and then 2 and 2 and 2, 1 and 1. Then you was off of them. But you could tell a big difference when you take the first set of them.
It
I
helped a
did.
lot.
Oh yeah, I mean it was unreal how much it had within a couple hours when taking the first dose.
I didn't know you got COVID in there.
Yeah.
I don't think I did know that. Well, maybe you told me. I just, gosh, with everything that's happening, it's crazy. You guys, did they make you get a vaccination?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, they didn't offer them in there. They offered Hep C vaccinations in there.
They offered
For
Hep
some
C
people.
vaccinations.
Yeah, they come around. It was about a little out of Christmas.
Did you get one of those?
No.
Why?
Huh?
You don't like taking vaccinations and stuff like that? You don't like taking vaccinations and stuff like that?
I don't like vaccinations, no.
I didn't take it. I mean, I'm not gonna
But
lie. I didn't take the COVID one, and I've
you're
never
guessing
had
if
it.
that's what they're even giving you. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
They say everything. I mean, but they just tell you what it is supposed to be, but whether it's legit or not, you're taking a gamble on that. Because a lot of jails and stuff, they guinea pig on people. That's what it was in Southwest Regional.
Yeah, Fred's really,
Virginia.
he's kind of a little bit paranoid. Not paranoid, but it's in a good way. Not super paranoid, but like he's super, super careful about
Taking anything.
well, even like it's not even about what you take. It's just about anything. You're just like overly cautious type person. Steroids, you think? Hey, crazy mom. Judy Sue's online now talking about that letter. Well, I'm sure she'll be happy. I don't understand what's wrong with the letter. What could be so wrong about contacting TBI and asking them to please look into something, you know? That you know that if they could just ignore it, they don't have to respond. They don't have to get back a hold of me. So I guess only time will tell. Oh gosh. Today I was so tired. I need to go get actually. Thank you. What's there? I don't understand what there's to laugh about. You know what I mean? It's not funny. We have a little girl that's missing. It's not funny at all. You guys. Let me make sure. I'm going to turn down his tablet. It was bothering. I could hear. Oh, wait. Okay. I was just making sure I didn't turn on, don't like his earbuds or something. Exactly. If there's nothing, I'm just basically the email I sent, Broken Hearted, I just emailed TBI. I showed the letter already a couple times. And here, I'll show it one more time, I guess. But, I'm just, asking why. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Better safe than sorry. So for some reason, I turned that down and I still can hear it. I don't know why. Okay. I must have turned down the wrong thing. Thanks.
You keep shutting back up for some reason. Automatically.
Doing what?
See? And I turned it down.
That's crazy.
No matter how much you see, I keep turning it down.
That's so funny.
You're
Okay.
turning it down, but it keeps turning up.
Okay, guys. So one more time, I'll share the email that I sent in. And the reason why I did this is because, once again, I haven't been able to sleep. I've been laying in bed at night. It's been bugging me the last few nights, wondering how well, like, the communication is between Hawkins and TBI. And then I remembered how the investigators told Fred the last time in Hawkins County that they've been having to send things straight to TBI themselves because things haven't been going past Pruitt's desk.
And it made you wonder too, because Hawkins County was wanting TBI out, not even get involved in the case from get.
Yeah, and I knew Hawkins County didn't want TBI involved from the get-go. Like, I know that. They, for some reason, they did not want them involved. So I just started been bothering me lately. I'm like, why? Just like you guys been wondering, why hasn't anything been done? Like, if Andy was on the road, why hasn't he been questioned? I want to freaking know too. Then I've been wondering, like, well, I asked Fred, I'm like, who was it? Like, when was TBI around? Like, ever around you? Like, guy, like, was it mainly just Hawkins County you're around and talked to? And he said that TBI was only around a couple times. So I'm wondering, and that was back when Hawkins County was still, like, lead on the case. I'm just curious if Hawkins County sent everything over, and I wondered if TBI is even aware of this discrepancy about Andy being on the road, because it was Hawkins County that was giving Andy the hard time for not remembering what he was driving that day. Is TBI even aware that, because just like you guys, I mean, because Andy lives on the road, so he's allowed to be on the road. You're going to see video footage of that, and you're not going to think anything of it. But Andy's been out here all this time denying being on the road without an explanation in the world. He just denies it. Oh, I'm evil because I want Summer Wells found. I'm evil because I want Summer Wells to found. Hey, Daisy. There's nothing evil about turning in, and nobody should see. This is the problem with this. Why is it evil to want justice for Summer Wells and try to, when you if you know something, you need to turn it in. Okay? And I know people who know stuff that they're keeping quiet because they're scared. There's nothing evil about me. Why is that evil, me turning into a tip to the tip line and letting TBI know that Andy was on the road? See how they're manipulating and trying to how they're trying to it's like, what's that word? Manipulate, yes. Deflect, or basically it's just insane how they're trying to make me feel like a bad guy because I turn in something to try to help. See what they're fucking doing? How fucked up is that? And this is what's been going on in this community now, especially the last few months. For some reason, the people that are really trying to do the right thing are being attacked. I said, to whom it may concern, my name is Adrian, and I'm married to Fred Hill. I met him when I started my YouTube channel covering Summer Wells back in January of 2022. I go by Ziggy on YouTube. I know you are adamant on wanting YouTube drama sent into Tipline and are leery when it comes to YouTube. This is different because Fred Hill is a witness and local who I met, and we have been trying to get justice. Or we have been trying to get Hawkins County Sheriff's Department to listen for years now, and I'm now contacting you all to make sure you know what exactly has been uncovered. Fred Hill, my husband, recorded for Hawkins County on June 15th, 16th, and 17th of 2021 on Ben Hill Road. At the time, he was in a very different lifestyle that he has completely put in the past, and he was in the drug scene. That is why law enforcement used him. One thing that was uncovered is that the neighbor, Andy Bernard, who is my husband, Fred Hill's cousin, was on the road, and Fred saw him late afternoon around 3:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Andy Bernard is all over YouTube denying he was on the road. You guys have video footage of Andy on the road, and he's denying he was there. He even told Hawkins County on the day that Summer went missing that he couldn't remember what he was driving that day, just hours earlier. I have uncovered over my years of research on this case that Andy Bernard and Don Wells would make many drug runs to Knoxville, Tennessee together. I feel at this point they both got into a drug debt that they had to do something about. My husband, Fred Hill, has vital information to this case, and we are wondering why Andy Bernard is not being interrogated to the fullest extent of the law. Andy knows what happened to Summer Wells. Please take this seriously. We are getting threats and are being blackmailed to remain quiet, along with a few others. We are getting threatened and attacked all over the internet, and I have been getting strange threatening emails, along with people taking pictures of us, stalking us, and following us around. Please contact us if you have any questions. We want to help, and I believe Fred has the important puzzle pieces necessary to figure this out. We want to make sure that Hawkins County Sheriff's Department has made you aware of exactly what happened when Fred recorded for them. Fred was out and about on June 15, 2021, and he witnessed many things that are vital. We just don't understand why no one is doing anything. And then I say, please contact us with any questions. Thank you very much for your time, Adrian and Fred. What's evil about that email? Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, trying to intimidate, basically. Did you call TBI, Holler Girl? Call TBI, please, if you call in. Because you might who knows who you'll get a hold of in Hawkins County, and it's kind of like a toss-up on, it matters who you contact on whether it will get to where it needs to go. Hey, Hathful. You're one of the people I need to get. I was just saying I have a lot of people I need to get back a hold of. You would think so, Rhiannon, that what's evil is holding information about a missing baby. I just don't understand why people are trying to make us feel bad for doing the right thing. It's really strange. It almost feels like, especially the creators, like it's so weird. I think people are just mad because they stuck with him from the beginning or for so long that now they just don't want to admit they could be wrong. Um, what's this mean, crazy mom, for your son? Count one to life imprisonment in the. Oh, awesome. Bond, no, no chance for parole. Congratulations, crazy mom. Crazy mom had a son that was unalived a few years ago, around the same time that Summer Wells went missing, and right, believe I'm gonna have to again. I guess I haven't. It's been a while. I'm gonna have to again. Ezekiel, if it seems like they're not interested whatsoever with TBI, I would highly suggest to go and send it to the FBI. It means, what can it hurt? I see nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Oh, you meant to send it to Ziggy. Is there anyone connected to this case that you would like to talk to but haven't? Yes. Let me think here for sure. See, there's ones I want to talk to in a way, but in another way, I just feel like they're gonna lie to me. So I kind of wonder, like Marlena Crawford, I feel like she would just lie, and it would just make me. It would just confuse things. I feel like. Um, a lot of there's people that passed. Like, one person I would love to talk. I want to talk to Sherry Mullaney. I haven't had a chance to talk to her because I think that like she seemed pretty free with her words, especially now that her daughter is deceased. I mean, I don't want to. I want her to have time to mourn, but now that Allie is gone, I'm wondering if she could talk more freely. Don't let them get you upset. And you're right. Everyone that is trying to do good, those jerks attack them. But let me see. But it takes. Yeah, but it takes some of the ones that possibly have something in it. That's right, Tammy. She'd be good to talk to. Yeah. That's awesome, crazy mom. I'm happy that you can put that behind you. Hopefully that will help you in your healing process. Hopefully, you'll be able to sleep just a little bit better. You're trying to find out what color van or car Allison drove. Well, she did have that blue van. I will say, Sleuth. I mean, they're aware a little bit. I mean, they're aware that I do YouTube and stuff. Obviously, they've been here before, but definitely, it's been a while. I think the one that passed too was actually Grand Bun. Tammy is what I hear, but some people claim Grand Bun's actually still alive. So you know, but yeah, I'm not gonna fight the creators. I'm not gonna fight anybody. I'm not gonna fight Andy. I'm not trying to hurt Andy or his feelings or anything. It's nothing personal. This would be no matter who it was. You know, we can't. How can you? If you guys saw somebody on the road that day and you were in the same position as Fred, what would you do? And what would you do if you were in Fred's position? And it's 3.5 years, and here we are, and now Fred's getting accused and being attacked on YouTube, and so am I. But Fred's saw Andy on the road that afternoon, but nothing ever came of it. Andy's denying it. Seriously, what would you guys do? I mean, seriously, because these people seem to think that they would have done something differently. Now we're evil, you know. We're the bad people. I don't want to see any of these people, including PG, come around or sit here and apologize to me when the truth comes out. You've said way too much to be able to backpedal now. Too bad we couldn't get a hold of Hunter and find out some. Yeah, and then we can't even believe what Hunter says. He said that he was having freaking twins. It was all a lie to get money. We should be able to look online very easily for any of you guys that have like Intellius or been verified. Look up Sherry Mullaney and then look up her mother, which is Grandbun. I forget her name, but you'll be able to find it out by looking at Sherry's background. And it should tell you if Sherry or passed or if Grandbun passed. It should tell you by now, like it should be updated. If I was Fred, I would do the same thing he is doing. It's bull how everyone is blaming Fred. Yep, Ash Cash. And now, like, he's stuck with that. He has to stick to that, what he said. He has to stick to the fact, that he was not on the road. So, what's he going to do? Oh, when it comes out, I'm sorry, I was mistaken.
I don't know if there's in any county. It's on Light Hollow Road in Sullivan County or not. I don't know.
Did you hear that, Oreo? Fred said he didn't know if there was any cameras on Light Hollow Road on Sullivan County or not.
I'm sure somebody's got one somewhere.
You would think so.
I'm sure they had some at the dead end back there at that church, I think, but I'm not 100% on that. They had cameras back at one point. So I don't know when they was.
So I can't say who because they want to remain anonymous, but we need to find out who that church is affiliated with back there on Light Hollow Road, right? In Hawkins, right?
Yeah,
Light Road. Fred talked to somebody yesterday or the day before about that church that's back there and asked what that church was or who that church, there's some kind of
associated with.
Who it was associated with. Huh?
There's no church back there.
There's no church back there, but there's some kind of
associated with.
There's some kind of like camp or something, right?
Yeah, it's just a camp.
There's some kind of camp back there. Yeah, there's little buildings and stuff. And Fred was asking what its church is associated with, and the person was like Seventh Day something. They were like they literally were saying Seventh Day, and Fred was like Seventh Day Adventist. And a person said, "Don't quote me on that," but I could have sworn it was Seventh Day, and which is weird because obviously,
7 days of something.
Yeah, he said Seventh Day of something. Is there any other type of church that's Seventh Day, or is that just Seventh Day Adventist? Because that's the church that Don and Candace are affiliated with, the Seventh Day Adventist. So that's strange. If that can't be, I mean, I don't know what that would have to do with Summer's case or anything.
I don't know if it's got anything to do with it or not.
But it's just something that's came up, and it's just a little bit of interesting information. That's what pisses me off. If Fred had anything to do with anything whatsoever, he would be well, you would think so, Ash Cash, but they didn't keep Don Wells in jail. Oh, good, Miss Peggy. That's okay. Good. Oh, I'm sure Hunter probably has some information. We don't know how much they have, but at least we know now that they have Fred's information. Yeah. Did I lose you guys? No? Okay, there you are. Okay. I thought I lost you guys. Yeah, they didn't keep Don in jail, and we know he's involved, so we can't really use that as a defense on our side, you know what I mean? On our side, which there shouldn't be any sides, but there's the truth, and we're on the side of truth, in my opinion, and there's the side of evil. Of course, Jody Sue has to freaking laugh it off and play it as a joke. What else can she do? Besides, I mean, that's the only thing she really could do. If she wants to stick to her lies. It's funny how Jody Sue makes everything about her, Literally, the letter has nothing. The email had Jody Sue was nowhere in it. We had Summer Wells, Fred Hill, and Fred Hill, Andy Bernard, Summer Wells is mentioned, Don Wells is mentioned, and I think that's it. Jody Sue, you're nowhere mentioned in it, so you can go away. Why are you freaking... You claim Andy is this big monster. Well, then I think TBI needs to speak to him, don't you? You should be happy. You should be happy because you say that Andy's this big monster that's into a lot of bad things. So, well, shouldn't he be looked into? You should be, I would think you'd be happy. Finally, you're going to get some peace from the man that's been, torturing you your whole life.
Yeah, we question if Summer in the milk jug video is sedated with the so-called sedatives that Andy was supposedly selling to the.
Yeah, I don't.
You
Yeah, that Jody Sue said that Andy was selling.
yeah.
She has nobody to be mad at but herself. So she's barking up the wrong tree. He didn't, Oshkosh, and and Jody Sue came out of the gate with nothing good to say about Andy. Now she wants to defend him nonstop. Make that make sense. Yep, exactly. Exactly, like make it make sense that Andy Bernard was on the road and he's denying it, but law enforcement haven't even done a thing about it. Oh, I think so too, Oreo. Half of me thinks that they're like in cahoots together, like this whole argument thing between them. Argument is a lie, but then I don't know. They had that. How long was it after Summer went missing that Andy's son took out a restraining order against him? Do you guys know like exactly how long that was? I mean, I could look it up, but that's a big red flag. And I don't think we've really got answers for that. Right? Jody Sue, go write a book about all your experiences. I mean, I understand. I wouldn't want to. I feel bad for Jody Sue if Andy's involved and she didn't know, but it's hard for me to believe that she wouldn't know, or that she or like involved, like he might just know something. That is possible. Like, was somebody he loved in trouble that day because of something that happened to Summer Wells, and was he trying to help them? Because, Andy is extremely protective of, like, think of how, like, upset he gets when we mention his dad. I mean, I guess it's protectiveness, or could it be just because he's afraid of things being uncovered? I have no idea. I would think so, Terry. The mean monster. What's crazy to Fred is that he never knew Jody Sue to ever, which it's not like they knew each other well really that much, but he'd seen her, around sometimes. She never nicknamed people.
No, she never did call people by nicknames or nothing before someone was missing. They referred to certain people as monsters and this and this. She never talked about shapes, colors, or sounds, or nothing like that.
Yeah, Andy, it is done. Yeah, how about that text? Oh, Ziggy and Fred are just so crazy. Oh, Andy's not involved at all. Oh, there's no other types of like weird, odd things that have happened, that red flags when it comes to Andy. Oh, none, Andy, none at all, right? it is done, which he admitted to that text. He admitted to that text.
Yeah, that to Candace
Yeah.
tried to say it had something to do with the backhoe.
Yeah, or some kind of weird stuff. I don't know.
I never did even know he could run a backhoe or even know that he'd ever been around one. So what did he mean by a backhoe? You know, where was you around the backhoe and what was you doing?
Yeah, well, how would he have access to a backhoe? What would he be using backhoe? Was he out there working with Don Wells over at the Redmonds?
I don't know. Redmond had a track hoe, but
Andy did say on Matthews that he thinks it was an accident cover up. Judy Sue thought she was going to file the order for her and both of her children, but because the son was of age, she could not do that. He had to go file his own, and I don't know if he ever really did. Oh, he did. He did. There's a record of it.
you know, Jody and him filed.
Yeah. Several, they were like a few months apart or something. So I don't even think they were really filed at the same time.
I don't know.
I feel like their son's was a few months after even.
I think a month after. I think I want my thing. Don't quote me on it. On that. I've not even seen it or nothing. I just want what I've heard. You know.
Yeah, exactly, Bridget. I mean, you can't sleep. So think about how if you were in Fred's position, you saw Andy on the road that day. I mean, that drives us crazy. Why isn't anybody doing anything? Well, I don't think Fred would lie to TBI about recording for Hawkins if he didn't record for Hawkins. Ding, ding, ding.
That could be a false report.
I know that could be a false report. Fred could get in trouble for sending false information to TBI if he lied about recording for Hawkins County in that email. That'd be pretty dumb, don't you think? When are people going to wake up and use their brains? I would never buy this if it wasn't for how this has all transpired and me and Fred being together and how everything has worked out. If I wasn't so invested, I seriously, I don't know how. It's a lot. I mean, look at all the people coming in trying to make me feel bad, trying to act like, oh, it's so dangerous. Like I'm like this horrible person because it's dangerous and I have a 16-year-old daughter. Yeah, and we know it's dangerous, but it's pretty funny how I get guilt tripped both ways. Like if I try to stop talking about it, or if I do talk about it, either way, I'm guilt tripped into be this horrible person. Because I could be just like several others who have information or feel like they have information but aren't saying anything because they're scared. I would just be on the list with everybody else of all the other scared people, and then nothing would ever come of this case in Summer Wells. No answers would be ever found. If somebody else takes over and starts freaking pressuring LE, I'll give it up. They start pressuring LE about checking into Andy, I'll give it up. Oh man. I don't know why, guys, but no, I do know why, but Fred was telling me your body can reject your like tattoos like years down the line. And I'm kind of wondering if that's what's happening to my tattoo on my back that I got like 20 years ago. I keep getting hives right there at my tattoo, and it's like getting worse.
Well, it's worse when
And
you're
it's itchy. Huh?
when you're aggravated
Yeah.
too. It seems like it's worse.
Oh, you think when I get aggravated it gets worse? That's very possible.
When you're
I just pray to God that she will be found. It will be 4 years since June. I hate to say it. If nothing happens. Thank you, Terry. Yeah, they're trying to cover things, Mimi. I know once when she was questioned why the son had not filed, she said he had gone to the courthouse and saw Bernard's there or Angie, so he left and didn't file that day, so must have been after that. Can't find anything about Sherry, so maybe it was Grandbun. I feel it was too. The easiest way to do that is to find by looking at Sherry's background, find out which one's her mother. If you can find Sherry's like maiden name, Sherry Mulaney, Sherry. Trying to think. Shingles.
it just went mostly when you get aggravated and stuff, and the more I've noticed, it seems like.
Thank you, Miss Peggy. I just don't. I mean, I don't know what these people think we should do. Like, as far as what would they do? How how would they handle it? Mulaney, Sherry Mulaney. I don't know if that's her maiden or not. Sherry, it might. I'm trying to remember because I've looked into her. Let me see here real quick. I can look. Sherry Mulaney, Kingsport, Tennessee. Um, can't be found. Okay. If you go to, let's see, possible relatives, Allison Harris. Okay, Cassandra Mulaney is her mom's name. Let me go to her. So Cassandra C. Mulaney. Let me see. Mm, I'm not finding anything about because Grandbun being. I don't see anywhere that it shows that she passed. for either of them. So I just don't. It does. I'm not sure where. Whew. Hmm. Don't know. Don't know. Looks like to me that it's weird though that Grandbun has ties. It shows that she's lived in New York. I didn't know that. You can't find Allie's obituary either. It's strange. I know. Isn't that weird? Same kind of weird stuff happened with Jose. Unilateral and very painful.
I feel like it's just
They do itch, but it doesn't burn. Benadryl at night. That's probably a good idea, actually. I have a
Then you'll
lake
sleep
tat with my.
24 hours.
Huh?
Then you'll sleep 24 hours.
Right. Um. I'm looking still. You guys got me searching online to see if I would pull it up for you guys to see, but I've got shit before for showing people's like backgrounds and stuff, like accidentally. So that's crazy. No death certificate. What the hell? We should be able to find out on Ancestry. For any of you guys have Ancestry, there should be you should be able to find a death certificate on there for Allie. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Lori. Lori, that it was nerve damage or something, but
It seems like it's more just when you get agitated and your nerves is higher. It seems like to me.
yeah. I do know that, like when I get high, like a lot of times people get hives when they're really stressed. I get sometimes like on my face these like bumps that come up, the same kind of like the ones that come up on my tattoo. So yeah, it's like hives that go away. It goes away completely. Sometimes like they'll be like so bad, and then once I pull up my shirt and like try to show Fred, they're already gone. Like sometimes, so it's weird. Can't really see them. You can feel them. At least I don't know. You can't see them, can you? When I show you, can you see them, or can you see them when I show you them, or can you just feel them?
Yeah, you can see them a little bit. Those rays.
Um. Well, I sleep already. Enough. In the UK, certificates don't go on Ancestry very quickly. That is really strange. Is Allie show up deceased when you? Let me look up Allie. Allison. This one, I was looking at this searching Alley, and I saw this petition come up for hold Allison E. Harris, Mulaney, and Jody Sue Brown accountable for child endangerment. It says Jody Sue Brown stated that she knew her former husband had been giving drugs to Candace to sedate Summer and other little girls on the residence of the Wells family for the purpose of SA to be committed on these children. Jody Sue said she knew about this and she knew about the abuse before Summer was reported missing on June 15th, 2021. No emergency services, law enforcement, medical attention, or intervention of any kind for Summer or any other child while all this was going on. Morally, this is wrong, and legally, in the state of Tennessee, there is a responsibility to report such atrocities. I'm asking for signatures of this petition and to share this petition in order for these adults to be held responsible for not doing their part and knowingly allowing children to continue to be harmed. Everyone in Tennessee is a mandated reporter under state law, and this includes relatives, friends, and neighbors. So that was a lady named Amanda. But let me see here. When I look up Allie and pull up her background, yeah, it's still, that's weird. Hold on. Yeah, it's weird. It's still not on any site showing up. She's not showing up deceased at all. Um, yeah, it's weird because when I look up, let me see, my ex who passed, let me see if his say it. Here is obituary pulls up immediately all over the place. When I go to those fast people search and stuff, let me see what those say. Um, that one doesn't show that he's deceased. Well, to be fair, some of the sites that I'm looking on for even my ex who passed away, they don't even say he's deceased on some of them. So, what is this? Oh, yeah, we don't. Jody hates Andy. She just has to defend him because if he goes down, she probably follows too. It truly blows my mind how many people that passed away since since December Will's case. Oh, you mean Summer Wells case? It really blows my mind how people have passed since. Okay, Summer Wells case. Yeah, I know. I was starting to make a list of all the people, and it just, I don't know if it's normal or, if that's just, we're just focusing on the area so strongly that we just happen to notice all these people passing away.
I mean, just whether people's involved or not, just don't be in Hill Road. There's my mom and dad, John, wanting some of the Sherpies, some
Mm-hmm.
that's four right there, just on Ben Hill Road. Since
Mm-hmm.
summer's passed, or not passed, but went missing.
Here, I'll share that petition if you guys want to see what I'm talking about. I don't know. I was trying to see when they made it. Yeah, I mean, according to them, that's true. I mean, I hate to be the Captain Obvious here, but that is very true. That, wait, did the petition thing not show up? Hold on. Wait, here we go. Let's put it here. What the hell? Who's that annoying? Yeah. Okay. Right here. I pinned the message to the top of chat. So, anyways, guys, I guess we'll probably go ahead and stop for this evening. I've been on for 2.5 hours. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. You can go over there and laugh at all the freaking I don't knows that Andy's saying over at PG's. So, anyways, guys. Yeah, I personally would just, I don't like to watch it because well, who likes to hear people talk shit about them? But two, like, it just confuses me. Hearing a bunch of things that are just made up to try to confuse. That's the whole purpose. I hope you guys all have a good night. He's not on PG's panel. He was.
Getting into a lot of bullshit.
No kidding. And you're gonna get killed one day.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna get killed here. But
You've been there for how long?
I'm watching this short by White.
Terrible neighborhood.
Soft white
Especially
underbelly.
for a white girl like you.
It just.
Yeah, and I had no idea about the sausage.
But you're not leaving, I notice.
No, yeah, no. Not yet.
You like the danger?
No. Not that I like it, but
You're staying there.
Anyways, guys, she's playing Matthews Live. Oh, okay. Whoever came in and said that live, they probably thought he was. Maybe they thought he was because they saw him up there or saw his saying. Sometimes people truly do get confused. Losers don't get my view.